Barely losing out of the skin of his teeth. But this time, he's out for blood, man. He says, I'm a loser side this time. I'm going to do the same thing to you.
So I know Android 16 is pretty good. That's where I'm at right now.
That's why they both got one. Yeah, Android 16 is really fun to watch, though, at least. He's one of those characters that suffers from, like, the Bayonetta factor. This character's super hype, but because he's so broken, that people just hate him, even though he's still, like, incredibly fun to watch. Ooh, what a read.
I'm going to say that's a tech.
Yeah, that was definitely a tech chase. That was definitely a tech chase.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to commentate this raw. Call me out if I'm wrong here.
Alright.
Alright, we got 2 Android 16.
No.
No?
No, that's 16's little brother.
Oh, alright, bro. Alright, so is that true?
I love that color.
That grab into...
Yeah, most of the grab stuff is true. I actually missed what you said was true, but most of it's true. So he's gonna do grab here. And resets right there. That's another grab.
Does he need the assist?
Yeah, he needs an assist to reset. And so he went to level 3 there. There's other stuff you can do if you have another assist, and then you can do like a ground grab into like choke slam kind of a thing.
Right.
And so what we saw from Nappa there that has super armor on it, it's actually his key special quarter circle forward, I think, or no, backwards, I think.
Right.
And you can choose to do the second hit. So those green guys, they create like tons of frame traps.
Yeah,
the sides.
So I know 16 has the self-destruct special too. But is that only, how does that work?
Which one?
16's like self-destruct special.
16 is a level 3, but it's quarter circle back level 3. It's a grab, but you can, it's very, very few times it's true. You can almost always teleport out of it. If you don't have a bar and they're stuck in the corner, if they have time, they can jump out of it. But you want to try to catch them using a move, most likely a super. So if you catch them whiffing a level 3 super, you could potentially activate it before their hitbox came out, and you could super armor through their like beam super, say. Oh, finding the low there. So hit's interesting. He only has one low. It's his low medium, and it's incredibly slow. Almost all his moves are regular normals, but his factor for like mixing you up is the fact that he can cross you up incredibly easily, and he has like tons and tons of pressure.
Alright. So right now it looks like Daymo's winning pretty handily.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it wasn't like this in winners.
No, it was like this in winners.
It was?
First 2 games, yeah.
Oh, so you got a reverse 3-0. Okay. Is that it? Are we behind?
It's gonna be a lot. Oh, actually, able to just get out of there. And so the cool thing in this game is you don't have to like try to time your text. You can actually just hold back or up or down. And so if it wasn't true, then you just tech out of it. So it's all about like which way you want to hold, and are you gonna hold the right way, because they can try to go for whichever way you're gonna hold. Look at that EX. Oh my gosh, dude. Right. So he did basically when you do quarter circle forward or back for your normal moves, if you do it with your heavy, it'll cause a bar, but it gets really, really powerful. A lot of times it just makes the frame data better, but this is gonna, oh, that did not kill. So yeah, so you'll hear the pshing sound.
He was coming back for a little bit there.
Beverage is the king of adaptability, man. That guy is insane when it comes to that. The Daymo is the king of just like good, solid neutral, you know, all arounder. I guess like Daymo's the one who will consistently probably get like higher in brackets, while Beverage is the one who will make the hugest upsets. You know, that's the kind of like dichotomy these guys have.
Yeah, and they're both from here.
Yeah, yeah. I think Beverage is in between here in Orlando or here in Kissimmee.
So how does is there a character counterfeits, like is there a counterfeit for like 16, a counterfeit for here?
No,
it's nothing like that.
Well, not yet. I'm sure there is in the works. People are kind of talking, but in general, most of the characters work very similarly with just very few attribute differences. So when it comes to like range and stuff, yeah. So if you have a stubby ranged character, your character's probably not that good. In general against a longer range character, but if you have playing against a character with like a level 3 command grab, then you don't really want to be a stubby character, because then you have to be close to them. You know, you can't really zone them very well. There's other characters with more projectiles than others, so like, you know, there's definitely like team comps and stuff like that will counter other team comps, but it's not deep enough. It's too early in the game's life cycle for that to be really dissected quite yet. And you know, like what happened with like Marvel, where like eventually like 2 teams basically became like top dogs in like 8 characters. And in this game, you're seeing a lot of the same characters, but every character is very, very viable right now.
Remember when I used to watch Marvel like way back before like Infinite and all that? I remember seeing like a lot of like Sentinel. Is that the one, the big robot Sentinel?
Yeah, Sentinel does very similar things to 16 with with his hands, because he can shoot his hands.
Right.
And then you can teleport, and that'll cause something called a wall bounce. So essentially, if you teleport mid-combo, you can actually get a second hit, will hit a wall bounce. So basically, you'll hit them off the wall on the other side, and then you can actually pick that up. So that's also kind of like a tech chase. It's not really tech chase, but it's more of like a... It's just a follow-up, but it's followed off against the wall. I'll note it if you see it coming up soon. And so like right there, that's an overhead. So he was caught crouching there for quite like a short second, and he was able to convert it off of that.
How important are like assists?
Oh, super!
Is it like
super
would you like sacrifice a character that would be good, let's say neutral, for a character that has good assists? Is it like that important?
Well, I mean, tons of people are rocking Vegeta, and a lot of people are saying how Vegeta's actually one of but he's actually not that great of a character. But his assist is so good that you can like literally throw it out before you throw in a super, and then it'll reset after the super, and you can throw out another super.
Right.
So because it's just so long and there's so many hitboxes, and he's the only character like that. So like, you know, you're literally making your character, like your main character, super good just by having a Vegeta. So yeah. And then there's some characters that don't even have like a hitbox, but happy birthday, let's go. Happy birthdays, how they work in this game, they're not as horrible of a thing. Like you can lose a character in like a super, level 3. But yeah, it's not, he did not activate that fast enough. But look at this hit, actually like all his supers are on the ground, so like jumping is good against hit, but he'll cover tons of space. Like look at this, he was just waiting for the activation, but he wasn't able to find it, unfortunately. So I think that's it, yeah.
Oh wow. The reset? Oh no, the rule set in DBZ. Is that the reset or no? You're doing a best of 5.
Grand Finals.
No, but he went 2 now,
1-1.
right?
No, it's 1-1.
Oh, okay.
I was really scared that like best of 5s would take forever, but the game really converted quickly. I mean, people got good at the game fast enough that like you get one open up, it's like half your character's health.
Oh.
So let's see what he does here. He's going to go for a... Since he's that high in the ground, you can make a heavy knockdown like that, so you can't tech that. So essentially, you set up for the next win in neutral. And so it's like they almost have to block unless you just like really fake them out and go for a grab or something.
Right.
So it's just like a heavy knockdown in Smash, but it's like a confirmed heavy knockdown. It's like an untechable, essentially. And so, but you can't actually pick up off of it. You have to wait for the neutral to get up and then start guessing. So it's like you tech chase, but you're in advantage.
You have time then. If you have to wait, then you have time to
yeah, so you can actually like
set up
so you can do like instant what's it called, air dash over them, and then you kind of fake out whether you're going to come in with overhead or you're going to land, and you could just go with a low instead. And that's the mix-up, low or overhead essentially. Because the 3 mix-ups for blocking are low, overhead, or behind. So you go for 3 like that. That actually does more damage than 3 assists. But look at this. He's got all that blue health. Right now he's going to be able to convert this and switch out his character. Here. Yeah, so he's going to switch him out for the super. And that allows all that blue health to come back and get replenished.
So I'm guessing switching out raw isn't...
No, because if you're able to win that neutral, it's a trade-off. It's a huge trade-off. But if you're able to win that neutral, then you're going to switch off safely and get the biggest damage.
The way I look at it is like you would have to get the combo started when you're at last hit situation. So
Ooh, that was so good.
So this is about even.
So the thing with grabs in this game, there's a thing called snapbacks, and essentially you can snap back into any character you want. So if you land a grab, you can send out the character that you're fighting against and get back any character. So you saw like how he actually like pulled in, I think it was Ginyu or Nappa or someone. He should like switch them in real quick.
I'm guessing Nappa because I think he switched Ginyu, right?
Sorry, no, it was Ginyu that switched him out. So they switched out one of Daymo's characters. I think he switched out into Hit or something like that. Oh, great catch there. That is a command grab. Look at that pressure. So Ginyu's so cool because his specials set up, and if you start setting up, then you can just cross up super easy, like we saw there. But he's gonna go with the punish for try to get the punish to level 3. The thing is, like with the level 3s, because they have all that startup like animation, if you have enough time, you can just start mashing teleport, and if you had enough time, it will come out. So it's basically making the game more honest. It's essentially saying you have to confirm here. If you, like I had to have been pressing buttons. Ooh! Wow. I have seen that before. He caught him like in between teleport.
Is that safe? Well, not like completely safe, but it crosses up, right?
No, it's not completely safe. There is one that's a lot more safe. It's mostly, most stuff isn't safe when teleport's a thing, or instant transmission, whatever you want to call it. So, but like, Hit actually has 2 level 1s. One of them is actually a blast, where he just punches and it shoots a blast across the screen. Right. Another one was where he goes through like that. But if it blocks, you're still most likely going to get punished.
Alright, so...
You have to know your conversions, essentially.
This is really close. Really close.
Oh, look at that. So some moves are actually like if the person just blocks your chase down, the super dash. Usually, if you can time it and do down heavy, or reflect, or even like other stuff, and actually punish you like a super or something. But if you block it, you still have a little bit of advantage. I think it's called plus on hit, right? And so like if you have the right move will actually allow it to be safe.
Yeah.
But some moves aren't fast enough, so like if the opponent has something faster, then they're gonna punish you.
Yeah, I imagine like the frame rate is super important in this game. With,
yeah.
There's too much things like transmission and block strings and specials.
Yeah.
So fast characters must be busted.
So things that are really good in this game are well, it's not even fast characters, it's usually fast normals, because you can convert if you have a fast normal.
Right. You just need a combo
so that makes range really important. So 16 has incredibly fast, like long range normals. And so that's big. And then I would say that also like damage output's big in this game too. So like Cell has crazy damage output, and has a lot of options. There's a lot of stuff that's really important in this game, but yeah, frame data is definitely super important for knowing when to punish, because this is a very big of a game where it's like you're in control, you're pressing tons of buttons, you're not in control, hold back, press up and down sometimes, don't press anything because you're gonna get punished for it. If it's not your turn yet, see right here, he has to hold back still. He has to hold back, he has to wait, and even there, it wasn't confirmed, you know? He was kind of hoping that he would hold back, but it's very, very tricky. You want to regain neutral, but it's really exciting because of that. So like right there, he jumped out, so he didn't get command grabbed, and now he's in neutral. Yeah, I mean he's winning neutral right there. Advantage, finds the grab.
So you're saying there's 2 types of grabs, like the combo one, and then there's one where you could force the character, right?
Yeah. So if you land a grab, you'll either be sent up. This is the same as Guilty Gear, I think. Either you'll be sent up, and you can follow up and do a combo, and you'll be high enough that you can do a heavy knockdown, but it is using your super dash, so you only get 1 more super dash. Or you can actually send them out. And then some characters have command grabs.
That's
so
level 3?
Yeah, it was level 3. Sick, right? It's so cool.
So if you do level 3, when you switch out, do you have to do another level 3, or you can do a level 1?
No, okay, so like you can't level 3 again. So the way that supers work is if you have enough bars, you can level 1 into level 3, or you can level 1 to level 1 to level 3, or you just level 3. And there's actually a thing you can do. The only usage of half circle in this game is if you finish a combo without doing a super. So like on a heavy knockdown, you actually do a half circle and it'll switch into a level 1 or level 3 to your one of your teammates. So say that like your super does not really set up as well as your teammate's super, but you're finishing the combo, you can actually switch into their super. But that's used very, very rarely right now.
That's pretty cool.
There we go. Yeah, wake up level 3, but not gonna punish actually.
And sparking just like increases the damage output on everything?
It's everything. So damage output, cooldown, your health recovery, you get an extra super dash in the air. Wait, no, you don't. No, that's only Bullet Freezer that gets that.
Okay.
Yeah, reset. Daymo says he's gonna do what he did to you, what you did to him. He said, "No, I didn't say that."
Alright.
Oh, the color change.
Oh, green team.
Oh, what's up to everyone in the stream? Thanks, guys, for watching. We are gonna go as soon as this is over. We're going straight back to Smash 4. So if you came for that, hang tight. Hello's new to this game, so I'm trying to explain as much as possible for what I know. So if you're interested in playing this game, I'll try to be as descriptive as possible. This game is incredibly fun to watch, incredibly fun to play. Not hard to pick up at all. It's actually really easy to pick up. You just have to practice your combos in the training room, and you're good. The neutral is simple. It's simple like Smashes. So like, and every character is very, very similar except for their attributes, special moves. So like, once you really learn one character or learn the fundamentals of the game, you can really choose whatever character you want, and you can have fun with it.
So you're saying one day I can beat Sonic Fox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing. Like, listen, Levi. I know he's been playing fighters, but like, I mean, like other fighting games, but I don't think he's ever played fighting games as seriously as he's been playing Smash games. At least not what I know of. But he's already hanging with these guys. These guys are the best we have right now, and these guys are doing really well in Florida as well.
It's interesting to see that this is the type of game that Smash players jumped onto, as well as people who played Marvel.
Everyone.
So that
and
was,
Guilty Gear players, and actually a lot of like the DC and Mortal Kombat players started playing this game as well. And then of course, you know, Xenoverse players.
Yeah, so that's really interesting because you don't see a lot of Smash players jump to like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, but when DBZ came out, Super is really popular.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to learn it, and people are jumping from Marvel. So it's really cool. I like what the community is made up of. A lot of the FGC people.
Yeah, this is a great way to really bring together the people. I also think that FGC people will be potentially a little more interested in the new Smash game if they make it a little more competitive. But it really depends. I think usually the gripe is the communities. Smash 4 kids sometimes act like children. Kiki's tweet kind of said it all today.
Smash 4
kids, yeah, 30-year-old kids, you know. Because you know it's a game. We're playing the game to have fun. You want to win, you want to get the money out, but you have to also respect your opponent. If you're not respecting your opponent, you're gonna get tight. No one's gonna like you, and you're gonna make the community worse for everyone.
What about Sheik Zerasu?
Also, yeah, that's the thing though. Like the Smash 4 is inherently makes people more tight than it does like other games. This game's a lot more fair. Of course, I do have to say, like, Ginyu makes Daymo tight. That character's a little bit tight. Oh my gosh.
We were talking, but that game flew by. Beverage figured out something. Whatever he figured out, he needs to keep doing it.
Yeah. One thing I also have to say, this is something I really, really believe in. A community, like your opinions on other ideas that don't have to do with what the community stands for are just what you bring to the community, but is not what the community should stand for, right? So if you want to get political and stuff like that, you're very, very welcome to do that with your friends in the community and even say something like to the community, right? So if you want to have a community event and then also have a political stance or something like that, you're welcome to do that, but it's not your job to say that the community should stand for like this, that, or the other. That is yeah, that's and because that's the thing that will actually tear the community apart and cause infighting. And you've probably noticed most of the actual fighting is just on Twitter and the Facebook. It's not at actual events. So it's like when people aren't playing the game they love, then you realize they're different people with different ideas. But when they're just playing the game they love, they just love the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just I'm not sure if I'm using the correct word. It's like a stigma, negative stigma on certain games. Like, they'll say,
definitely.
Smash players are like this, Mario players are like that.
And it's what you see, really, too. It's the big issues become the most popular ones. It's like watching the news, you know, and then you're like, oh. I mean, also, like, did you know that, like, oh, that was crazy.
Smash players complain a lot coming from a Smash player. We appreciate the honesty.
They do complain a lot. And I would say that inherently that's because I think, like, Smash isn't really as fair of a game. Like, it's just not built as well. Like, If I played a game where like Bayo and Diddy were as broken as they were, you know, it gets you a little bit tight.
You saw it? I saw it. I saw it.
Just as you're saying it, some Bayo jinx.
Yeah, Bayo jinx. He died at 50.
But no, at the same time, it's like you're not entitled. You're playing the game because you want to play the game. You have to accept the game's going to be a certain way. You know, I do understand like arguing on like rule sets and stuff like that, because that is what should be optimal for like most fun. You know.
Right. I think like Smash in particular, we're seeing like reverse momentum like a lot.
In this,
because he like completely
this is these guys.
Daymo's coming back.
I love watching these guys.
It's one of the most even sets that I tried to learn the game on.
Yeah, these games, these guys are so. If you watch these sets, you'll learn so much for the game so fast, because these guys are playing heavy neutral, heavy mind games, and that's the cool thing about this game is once you get to a certain level, the mind games become really fun. Like right there. Oh my gosh, he just read that jump. When he was playing defense, and he said he's going to jump here, try to get back into the neutral. I'm going to heavy quarter circle back, and which is your upwards throw like that.
Interesting.
See right there, he's doing reflect, so he's kind of getting him off him. That was crazy. That was freaking. So what happened there was he was applying pressure, and then he actually did a cross up with hit behind him, and so even though he went for level 3, which is invincible, he wasn't there, and so the level 3 was just beaten because you got him from behind.
Specials are flashy.
Yo, that was sick, by the way. That was a good match. Good set. So yeah, I'm really excited to see kind of like, I feel like they're gonna try to push this new Smash game to a little more competitive, and I think that people are getting mature enough that they can handle both communities. Definitely.
Yeah, I would hope so. See, from the trailer, you know, usually like the Smash trailers are all happy and, you know, oh, look at Pikachu, look at that, and then they hit you with the trailer with the giant flaming ball and the dark silhouettes and all menacing standing on the other side. I think...
Oh, this is it. That was a crazy combo.
I think the new Smash game is going to be more... I hope it's going to be like a mix of like Brawl and Melee. Like good stuff from Brawl and like Melee, movement and things like that.
So right there, what he did is he inputted a super, but because he crossed him up, it inputted the opposite direction. So that was his suicide level 3.
Oh,
I mean, if he connected it, that would have been great. But
did that
it's
Daymo
very
or Beverage?
few. Daymo did that. Very few times does it actually connect.
They both grabbed at the same time? That's what happened?
Oh yeah. So you can actually, you can grab to break a grab, or you can actually, if there's like a 2 or 4 something frame input, where you can actually press any button and it will it will clash.
So it's kind of like Tekken. Like in Tekken, if you get grabbed, you can kind of mash a little bit, grab, or you know, certain buttons you get out.
This game is a game where pressure is very encouraged. It's like Melee. You always want to be on the offensive, and because of that, there's almost no chip. It's very little chip, but it also, you know, you have to be patient if you're playing defensive. You have to wait.
You can't die from chip, can you?
Yeah, you can't die from chip in almost any game, but in this game you barely take any chip at all. So like, look at that. You didn't take any chip. Look at that, no chip. You only get chip on like some supers. So, but because it's so offensive, then you're like, okay, well, Guardian's broken then. No, Guardian's not broken because you have so much advantage in some of your moves. Cross-ups are a huge thing. So this game is huge on mind games. Really big on mind games, which makes it very fun on like high level.
Plus you get so much off like grab too. It's like, why would you want to block constantly? So that was an anti-air heavy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so he's gonna get super here. He's gonna get another, and then he's gonna follow up with level 3.
His special is so good. There's so much range. And so quick.
And it's good. So because remember when I was saying that like you don't get confirms off those heavy knockdowns? You actually do. You get one confirm. Oh, look at that delay into the low. That was good. That's good. You get one confirm, and that's your supers. And some of the characters have them, but most characters can super after it.
Daymo's actually bringing it back.
Only 2 more possible games, so we're good.
I was just looking at the score. Okay. So, what I want to see is what I saw on the first game of the reset. It's very like sent a message. He won very decisively.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's. I think Daymo's just figuring out. Maybe Beverage kind of shook him with like a different playstyle.
Yeah.
But now I feel like Daymo has like solid control.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing you gotta know with Daymo's team is it is the Sonic Fox team actually. So if you build your teams well, you just have options for everything. So Beverage's team isn't built to have options for everything, but it is a team that, like, once you get your momentum going, you can dominate. So he's the kind of player, so he's like, if I figure you out, I'm gonna completely dominate you because I'm gonna know everything you're gonna do next, and I'm gonna keep this momentum going. But Daymo's the one kind of person, if he figures out like what you're trying to do against him, well, he's got an option for that, you know? That's why characters like Cell and Adult Gohan are so powerful, because they have crazy output, but they also have like options for everything. Yeah, so super armor there. He's got the little green man in the back. Gonna plant. Oh, he's still there. Yeah, so that's the thing. That guy's a cross-up. Also, Beverage's team, besides the 16, is very unique. You don't see this. Well, you've probably never seen this comp before, or at least very. Even though it works really well together. But these are just like the big guys, you know. But it's a very interesting team to play against. So obviously Daymo has played this guy a lot, but if you haven't played this guy before, you're gonna get thrown for a loop. All right, so Daymo looking to actually.
That might be it.
Yeah, maybe he's a little salty that he didn't win in Winners Finals. He says, "I gotta make a message right here."
You know, sometimes when you win in the winners, you might burn yourself out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
You might
You're not in the zone.
You gave like everything, you know? Some people are just like consistently solid all around, and when they figure you out, it's so hard to get that. That's how I feel like when I play Dire.
Yeah.
It's just consistent no matter what.
Yeah. Consistency is very, very important, because you'll be like, oh, I finally get the mix-up, and it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's hard to really capitalize as much as you want to, because you're not going to get them tripping. I'm a very, like, get in your head kind of player.
Right.
I've played against people who are just, like, robotic. I can't beat them, because that's just my play style. It's obviously a weakness of mine. I haven't adapted to that, but, like, to play like someone like Dire, it's you not only have the element that I have, but you also have that consistency, breaking down people.
It's so cheesy. It's like they don't get tricked that easily.
Yeah.
If you call out something and they get destroyed for something, like, okay, but I know exactly what you're going to do, and I'm gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
Now, these specials are nice. I like the animation.
Yeah, that one's clean. It's the level 3.
And there's multiple level 3s, right? There's like different types.
Yeah. So actually a pretty even game right here, because right now he's probably going to push Sparking after this combo. And he's going to get a lot of this health back. So
right, yeah, he did bring it back.
So now he has Sparking, so if he's able to take out this Ginyu, then he has a great shot. Oh, but if he's not, then it's going to be very, very close.
Can I go to King 5?
Potentially. Level 3, I don't know if that's going to hit, yeah.
This game swings so much, so we just be talking and then the other person will be in the way.
Yeah, oh, it's great because of that. You'll sometimes, this is one of those games where you can't be tight if you get hit, even if you lose your character. You can't get tight if you lose your character, because you can always bring it back.
That's it, right?
This scales a lot, and he has Sparking still. No, that's not it. But Sparking's end. Sparking's over, so he's going to catch him here. He's going to kill 16. He's 2 neutral wins away from winning, but he has to play offensively here, but he can't play too offensively to where he gets caught.
Then he doesn't need much.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that was, I like it.
Well, it's because you teleport behind him, right? So yeah, so auto-corrected and it didn't hit him.
Oh, he actually
so that was actually incredibly technical. So there's a call it auto-correct thing, and so you won that. If you're Beverage, you actually won that exchange no matter what. If he went for the down heavy there, because you're gonna teleport behind him, and even if he catches you with the down heavy, you have you're gonna get your assist won't get hit, because the idea is if you down heavy there, which is what Daymo was trying to do, he's trying to hit both of them. But because it autocorrected, his back was turned to Raccoon, and Raccoon wasn't... If you hit an assist, they'll go away. But because it autocorrected, he didn't hit Raccoon, and Raccoon hit him right in the back. So it's actually super sick. Oh, great guard cancel there. That's like a really, really good pressure, especially with hit and 16, that combo. So like the guard pressure, like the guard cancel there, it'll take your bar, but I think it would be worth, honestly. Heavy knockdown. I'm gonna get in here. Just pressure, simple pressure. Starts with the meeting, goes for the lights afterwards. The teleport is actually, I think he's gonna punish. Yeah, level 3 punish.
Yeah. Is that 16?
I think it's dead. Yeah. DOW.
Oh, that's not good. My 16's got to.
Well, that's a big thing. Like, you do want to hang on to your 16, but if you're a 16 player, one of the most important things is to tell yourself, it doesn't matter if my 16's gone. I know he's good, but it doesn't mean I'm losing now. Even if Lee have a 16 too. You know, I know he's such a good character, but don't trip up. Don't tell yourself it's over, because you have all the other characters. It doesn't matter that character's super good. Every character is very good in this game. It's not like you're playing Diddy Kong and now the only character you have is Ganondorf. You know, it's not this game. Oh, look at this. Daymo is just on fire right now.
Unless he has the nastiest Nappa in the planet, this might be a little hard.
He's got. I love this like little break here. The guy's just talking, stretching.
All right, we got to see this Nappa go in.
Sparking's coming up.
All right, it's time. It's time.
Oh, another thing with Sparking. So with Sparking, teleport in general will always throw out a move, right? After you teleport. With Sparking though, you can hold it down and then you can cancel it into any move that you want. So you can do a grab or you can do neutral hits. You know, so it's really good actually.
All right.
So what he did is, oh no!
Oh, this might be good though.
No, he was trying to disrespect him. He was trying to do the instant kill with 16. Oh no, actually no, he was trying to do a level 3 command grab, but because he crossed him up, it inputted the other level 3 again. Sorry, that's what happened.
This still is an uphill climb though. But he does have 5, so...
No, it's still tough because he's still Sparking right here. So he's pretty much because his Sparking's gone, he's one neutral exchange away from winning.
Yeah.
But he has to do it still, you know? So this is big. Look at this, that's it. Yeah, that's game. Oh, we're actually dropping him. There's still a chance.
Use all your meter.
Ooh! Alright, so yep, that's it. So we are going back to Smash 4. So hang tight, guys. That was great grand finals from Beverage and Daymo.